11:30 here, obviously, because that's what time our live stream's starting. And this little one's getting all anxious. She wants to go outside, but we're not going to do that yet because it is so incredibly cold out. And got lots of ice on the interior of the tent and all that stuff. It slept pretty decent. I mean, overall, you know, it wasn't too bad, but definitely was up and down quite a bit feeding the stove. And this morning, it's supposed to be, I think the wind chill out there right now, it's settled down a little bit. It's like -20 Fahrenheit. So it's not totally bad, but it's still really cold. So, hey, Shimon Quinces, how you doing? Here's little Meadow right here. She's just chilling. She's wanting some more TREATs. I've already fed her breakfast this morning. So good morning, Hawkins. How you doing? Everything's going good here. Got the stove really cranking, and we've been up since about 5 a.m. So it's very, 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 very cold here. Shimona Quinn says, what's your temperatures in Arizona? I was noticing at my place last night it got down to I think about 14. So, hey, what's up, Vivian? I saw your comment yesterday about the island, the island vibe, and how you're an island girl. So that's awesome. That's one thing that I think that I'd love to do eventually. You know, I've often thought about what I want to do with my channel, and also just with my life. And what are you doing there, Meadow? And I think living on an island would be awesome. Because when I lived in Southern California, I surfed every day. I lived on the beach. I had a place that was literally on the beach, and it was awesome. I was in Redondo Beach initially, and then San Clemente on 204s with North Beach, and I just loved the ocean vibe, you know. And we'd always take trips over to Hawaii because it was easy to catch a flight from Orange County and John Wayne Airport to Maui. They had a partnership with like the Hyatt out there, and so you could go on weekends, for example, like Easter weekend. You could go fly out there, have 3 nights hotel room stay, 4 days there for like $400, which was awesome. And so I'd go out there with girlfriends and stuff like that, and we'd always hang out. And I just love the island vibe, you know. And I think that'd be fun. Where I would want to do it is either in like the British Virgin Islands or down in like the really good surfing islands down in like is it the Philippines, or I can't remember where the islands are. But anyway, I want to say what's up to some folks here. So we've got Tim Mock. It's a good morning, stay warm. Same back at you. We got Zoe in the house. How you doing? Man, I wish I had a donut right now. I just have coffee. I don't have donuts. I'm gonna go see Baron and Elsa today, though. We're gonna do lunch. I'm gonna take some sandwiches over to their place. So the place that I go to does have really good donuts, and I'm gonna get some because that made me want to have good donuts. Mix it up, Kenny. What's going on? 40 degrees in Florida. That's pretty chilly. See, Dr. Dave, what's going on in AZ? Cold in the Prescott area. Wish we'd get some snow down there. I honestly would like to come back. There's no snow here. Like there's a little bit that's happening, but it's always just a dusting. And it's a really weird winter. I mean, like the Midwest and the East Coast are getting clobbered, but out West, we're not getting snow at all. And there's been a few places in Colorado that have been hit, but it's not been like it was forecasted. It was forecasted to have like a really, really snowy winter, and it's not happening. So, and then Shimon says, yeah, the La Nina year. What they were saying was that it'd be warmer temperatures, which that isn't true, and more snow, which that isn't true either. So it seems like they got the deal, you know, or the forecast wrong. So we got Meadow over here. She's wanting to go outside. Hang on, sweetie. We'll go outside here in a little bit. We're not doing it right now. It's still a little too chilly. We want the sun to come up, okay? So Uper Jim, -2 here. Man, let's see. Brown Girl, Talafa from American Samoa. Oh, that's cool. I've never been down there. I'd love to check that place out. See, Misty Mountain Hope. You've got 9 degrees in Virginia. Hi, Meadow. Love your channel. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. Gary, what's going on? We got Joey in the house. Good morning. Missed the meal delivery with the drone bits. Yeah, I've still got that old drone, and it works, even though it crashed it a million times. So I'll get that fixed, and then we'll start doing some more meal drone deliveries to my buddy Darren, my neighbor. Mike, wow, 20 in Dallas. That's cold. Let's see, mix it up, Kenny. Thanks for all the videos lately. I really enjoy watching them. Oh, you bet. Yeah, it's been fun. I'm getting in a groove, like a groove where I'm kicking out videos every day. And I filmed a bunch this morning already before. Hang on a second. We got this. She's just standing right here. What are you doing, sweetie? You want it? Here. What she likes to do is she likes to go in my little bucket here that I put all my Kleenexes in when I'm cooking and stuff like that. And she likes to chew them up. So here, is that what you're looking for? Yep, that's what you're wanting. So she'll pick out one of those things and just chew on it. Hey, we got to see what this one is. I don't know what's in here. Oh yeah, that's fine. There you go. Take that one. It's got a little bit of eggs on it. That'll be tasty. There you go. Just like that. All right, sorry folks, had to tend to Meadow here. Now she's happy as a lark. See, she's like, I'm good to go. But we had quite a bit of ice here on the interior of the tent, and it's still on right now. It's starting to melt a little bit, but let me see if we can show it to you here. Over here, so where I sleep, this is my bed right here, obviously. And so, but you got to think like it's the furthest away from the stove. That area over there doesn't get a whole lot of ice in it ever. But with this here, with me breathing out here and have the the condensation from my oxygen coming up, or from my breathing coming up, what happens is these walls just get covered in ice. So if you see here, that's all ice right there. I'm flaking off. The entire wall's covered. So that's all ice on the interior. And it goes all the way up the walls and then all the way up here and all the way like that. And so it's once I get the stove going, what happens is this whole area will start to thaw out, and then I got to use towels to kind of wipe them down and make sure it doesn't pool on the ground. Because what'll happen is if you see here, so we've got ice on these walls here. You can see all the ice right here. It's going down, and then obviously right here a bunch of ice. But then what happens is it comes down here on the bottom and it creates these little ice channels. So you see all that there. So that's all on the interior of the tent this morning. And then that'll eventually drain down. It kind of follows the walls. It drains down and then goes down there. So, but what I do is I just, like I said, I just grab a towel and towel it off as it starts. Because what will happen too is it kind of rains down. And if I got electronics over there, it'll get all wet. So, yeah, Mark, it's real nice and warm in here because I've only got a t-shirt on. It's cold over by the door, because that's the furthest away from the stove, which is right here. If you sit next to the stove, it's really comfortable. And that's why I've got my chair here that I have just always parked right next to the stove. Then I can hang here. If I want to turn the heat on me, then I can do like this. So, see, Alice, you got negative 12 degrees in southeast Colorado. Yeah, I'm kind of near you. So I'm in southern Colorado right now, but not the eastern part. But it's cold here. It's I don't even know what the temperature is at the moment. I think it's probably. It said it was going to get down to negative 14 this morning, like the actual temperature. And then the wind chill, but we don't have any wind right now, so I don't think the wind chill is that bad. Didn't seem like there's a whole lot of wind blowing. It was blowing last night pretty good, but technically it's butt cold. That's true. Definitely chilly in here. But what I've noticed is that here in the hot tent, as long as I have the floor covered, if you get a floor covering on here and you don't have it to where you just have the tent material, on the ground, and that really helps to keep it really cold. So see, you're Ray all the way, baby, chasing elevation. Are you over on your Ray at the moment? Because I follow this guy Mike Simpson. It's Mike Simpson Art on Instagram. He's got a little studio in downtown Uray, and he keeps posting pictures of snow and also some video of snow. So I hope they're getting hit over there. I was thinking about maybe going over the Rico area and trying to get into some winter camping there, but we'll see. I'm definitely going to be pulling stakes probably tomorrow, tent stakes tomorrow. And I'm trying to decide between two places. The reason why I'm going to go down and go have lunch with Baron and Ilsa today is because there's a place near where they're at in kind of like the South Fork area, which is they're not in the South Fork area, but the area that I go to would be in the South Fork area. And it's a creek that goes back in there, and it's kind of cool because the intro into the creek, it looks like it's all, hey, stop now. It looks like it's all just like a historic ranch, so people don't go back in there because they don't realize the road, it looks like it goes right into this ranch, but it turns right before you go to this ranch and then goes around their property and goes back into this area, links up with the Forest Service Road. And there's a meadow back in there that I actually fly fished this summer. And if it has, the only thing about it is it's got this rock ridge that's directly to the south of the campsite, and it's right there. And so what I'm wondering is that does the sun, when it hangs this low in the sky, does it get high enough to crest that ridge so that I'd have passive solar and then also solar for my battery, So we'll see. We'll see what we've got. So let's see here. Someone was asking, Greg, your tent doesn't have a liner to hold that precious heat in. No, I mean you can use a floor liner on here. It doesn't work. You have to have floor coverings. Like I had a floor liner forever, and the only thing that does is basically make it to where when you clean out the tent, when you're done, it's just easy to take all the like debris, like what I'm talking about right here is like this when you're cleaning it and packing it up, but like all the stuff that's on the ground right there. The floor liner helps it to where when you're cleaning that up, you just take it off the side straps there and pull it in there. But what I've found to be also a really good floor insulator is cardboard, because you can get a cardboard box and it packs down to nothing, and then just open it up when you're in here and lay it on the floor, and then lay your insulation on top of it, and you're totally set. So another thing I've done too is that when it gets really cold, my tent right now is kind of angled, like, if we were to look at it from the side, it's kind of like this. So I'm sitting in the lowest portion of the tent, and then the highest portion of the tent is the door as far as elevation concerns. It's probably about, I don't know, maybe six inches higher or something like that, maybe a little bit less. And so with that slope, you get the cold air coming in from up there. You get it coming in from this section right there. And so what I've done in the past is I've taken a sheet, and I'll put it up around there like this and go all the way around, and then go this way, and then come out over here, and it blocks that cold air from coming in and basically settling on the floor and just coming down this way, because you can feel a draft on the floor. You always can on hot tents. You feel like a draft here. If you notice, the stove and the cot, they're about the same height, and the reason for that is, you've got your heat. You basically have like a heat barrier. You can feel it. You can feel a noticeable difference when you take your hand and go like this and then go down. And then from here, where the top of the stove is, up, it's like the same temperature. Okay, so you have to think like the lower portion is the part that doesn't get heated as much, because with the stove, like physics says, heat goes up. So you get a little bit of radiant heat that goes down, but it's not very much, especially if you have your stove filled up with ash on the inside. You won't get any heat going down. So as a result of that, you got to insulate your floor, and that's going to help keep you way, way warmer. So let's see here. We're on the Galveston Bay and have about 2 inches. Rebecca, that's cool. So yeah, Sandra, morning, Brian. We have negative 27 here in northern Wisconsin. Wow. I'll tell you what, northern Wisconsin, they get the business up there. That and like northern Minnesota and all that stuff. It's crazy. So let's see. Shimona Coin says, do they make inflatable tents considering air as an insulator? Well, the problem is the air doesn't really provide an insulator. Like, people ask me about like air beds and like air tents, stuff like that. The air tent, the one thing I'm worried about with it is the wind out here. Now, I've seen other people with them and it seems like it's fine, but also too, the tent can have a little bit of like structural integrity kind of goes away. And so I've seen them to where they can really lean and stuff like that. And I'm just leery about that. I'd rather have steel poles as opposed to air, compressed air inside of a tent to keep the structure up. So I don't think I'll be going the air tent route. So let's see here. Oh, I just got a notification. I forgot. It's my mom's birthday today. I'm going to have to give her a call after this and wish her a happy birthday. So let's see, Joe, you're asking, do you ever have an ant invasion inside your tent? No, not in the wintertime. The only thing I've noticed is that there's certain spots in Colorado where I'll go to that will get, they'll get mice that try to come in under, because I've got this floor open here. So there's a zip out section on the Bighorn 3. It's where you can zip this out, and that way you can have your stove either sitting on the ground, or if you want to zip it up, you can. Then you can put an insulated deal underneath here to where when you have the coals fall out of the front, it doesn't, burn the tent floor. But you can see over the years, I've burned this quite a bit. The zipper's kind of gone and stuff like that. I mean, it's kind of there, but not really. But what, I don't remember what I was saying. Let's see, I was talking about something. Oh, the tent. Oh, ants. And so what happens is that I don't have ants, but I'll get mice that try to come underneath the tent and try to come in here, because they either smell food or they feel like the warmth coming in from the side of the tent over there. So they'll try to come in on the other side. That's why I stack up a lot of wood around here. It's because it blocks them from being able to come in. So, look what we got here. You got your bone, little girl. What you been doing? Everybody's been loving how you've been talking in videos lately. Every morning, she's getting more and more vocal, or she'll just sit here and just talk to me. And she'll like lay right here and just talk to me. I just think it's the cutest thing on the planet. So I love it. All right, let's see here. We got some other questions here I want to answer. Let's see, Mike, what's for breakfast this morning? Oh, I already had some eggs, but I'm probably gonna have a second breakfast here shortly. So, see, Glenn, you're in Western Australia and it's 88F. Oh, that's a hot evening, man. Let's see, Mark, would there be a way to rig up a ceiling fan in the tent? Yeah, but you know what I use instead is I use the Eco fan, because this is on the heat right here, which is real nice. And so the heat source, I get to direct it to where I blow it around. And then, I mean, I suppose you probably could put some sort of ceiling fan in here. I just don't know how I'd rig that up. You can maybe attach it to that top tent pole, you know, maybe have some straps that come down or whatever. But I like the fans here. And then I'm thinking about getting a second Eco fan today and seeing how that works. I can put one here and then put one on the side. So I've got heat distribution coming this way and then also that way. So we'll kind of see how that plays out. But I'll see if they've got another Eco fan at the convenience or at the hardware store when I go there. Because I do want to get some more lag bolts, because I use those to screw into the ground when it's this cold, because the ground's rock solid frozen. There's no way you can get a tent stake in it. And so well, I got to stop by the convenience store anyway or not the convenience store, the hardware store anyway. So look at this, we got some passive solar coming in. So what'll happen now is that'll all start melting here eventually once it warms up a little bit, and then the ice will be gone from the interior. So, all right, let's see here. Where in the San, were you in the San Juans 2 winters ago? Yeah, Shimano Quince, I was in the San Juans. Well, I was up at a higher elevation. Right now I'm at like 8,300 feet in elevation. And this valley that I'm in, it's kind of considered the high desert here in Colorado. It's one of the highest high desert areas in the country. And so it goes up to about 9,000 feet in this area. But the valley area is just all, you know, tall grass. And then once you hit the mountains on the sides, when the Sangre de Cristo Mountains just go straight up out of the ground. And so you camp next to them and you see all the trees there, but the barrier is like right there for the forest. So the other place where I was at in the San Juans, that's a little tiny town grandfathered into the Rio Grande National Forest, about 18 miles. So lots of trees back in there, but it's unfortunate because the pine beetle kill is coming through that area, so which kind of sucks. So let's see, Dr. Dave AZ, what size lag bolts are you using? I usually use at least 8-inch, if not 10-inch lag bolts. And those seem to be effective enough to where even if there's a day where it's warm and the ground gets warm, it's still deep enough to where it's still anchored into that frozen ground. And they're really easy to get out. You know, you just use your drill, put your drill fit in on the front, and then just, you know, drill them in and drill them out. And it's a really effective way to get out of winter camp, because what happens is a lot of these tents, they're designed, like if you look here, you know, and you notice the walls are sloped. Well, the reason for that is it's designed to shed snow. And so what happens is that snow will fall down to those areas right there. And then, like, you know, you see over here, there's sun hitting it, it'll melt, and then it'll reform as ice, and it'll reform as ice around your tent stakes. And so if you've got old school tent stakes, they're almost impossible to get out because they're frozen in the ground. But if you've got lag bolts, you can just take them and use a drill and just get them out, like, you know, nothing flat. So it's pretty easy to do. So I just learned that over the years. I was like, man, I'm having such a hard time getting these tent stakes out. I need something different. And then there was a guy that just messaged me one time. He was from Canada. He's like, hey, by the way, I've been doing this for, you know, like 3 decades. I use lag bolts. It's really easy to use when the ground is frozen. I was like, man, that makes perfect sense, you know, because then you just roll up to camp, drill them in, set up your tent. You don't have to worry about the ground. Because what I used to do is I used to go to a new site, and then I'd wait for like a really kind of sunny day, and then I'd go over and clear all the snow the day before, and then I'd let passive solar hit that in the morning and all throughout the day, and then I'd set up my tent in the afternoon because the ground would soften up enough to where I could get my stakes kind of in the ground when I was pounding them in with the hammer. So let's see, Dr. Dave, how do they hold up to windy conditions? It's actually great. It's way better than the tent stakes. I've had tent stakes pull out before in the wind, even when they're buried super deep. And so I just like the lag bolts. I think they work way better. So Glenn Campbell, what's going on? Let's see. Nexus, hey there, Sir Off-Grid. I'm in Cali. Friends dreaming of leaving. You still seeing safe people leaving? Yeah, we see a lot of it. I see tons. If I go to town and make a town run, and I use the highway or Interstate 40, every time I get on the road, I'm seeing a California plate tag. It looks like they're moving out of state. You know, because we're kind of like the first area that they hit when they're coming in. You know, from California, like the first area with like significant rise in elevation and stuff like that. So definitely seeing a lot of California people go through the state. And I don't know where they're going, but they're leaving California, and I don't blame them. It's just too expensive. I used to live out there, and I can't believe the taxes I used to pay. It was crazy. See, Sandra, so does Meadow have a coat to wear in these temps? No, but I'm getting her one. So as a result, what they're doing, what I'm doing is I'm just going out with her, and we're just doing like really short spurts outside, because I don't want to run into the water, because this is going to make her feet cold, and then it's also going to get ice on it right away. So let's see. Shimona says they're going to Prescott. That's true. And Prescott Valley, it's crazy how big that's growing. It's just wild. So, see, Chance Baum just got back from the San Luis Valley hiking Sangre de Cristos. Man, I got to take my hot tent next time. Yeah, it's definitely, it gets cold down here, that's for sure. Stay warm, you're hardcore camping, but yeah, it's fun out here. But honestly, I kind of feel like I'm cheating with this big old stove, because if you got a big stove like that, all you gotta do is just get up a couple times throughout the night and stoke it on a really cold evening like this, and you're in good shape. So, all right, a few more questions here. Let's see. How I get a propane heater in my garage? I'll bet. Ohio at 7. Ah, it's cold out there. See, the thing about it, thing about the Midwest, when I grew up in Kansas, like 7 degrees. For some reason, it feels so much colder in the Midwest with all the humidity, as opposed to like the dry cold up in the mountains. So. All right, let's see, lots of Cali folks moving here to Texas. Yeah, I think a lot of people are just getting out in general. And hey, what's up, Cindy? Hey, I was going to show you. I was going to text you the other day. Check this out. So this is Meadows. The toy you gave her is still holding on. It's about halfway eaten, but it's still there. All the stuffing is out of it. Same with the little squeaky toy, but she loves this thing. She'll take it with the leg like this, and she'll throw it up in the air and catch it. And so it's still living, still hanging on. So, and then but like I said, she loves that thing. She'll run out of the tent, holding that in her mouth, and then she throws it up in the air and plays catch with herself. So it's just awesome to see. I don't have my. Hang on one second here. I got to get this off the back here to put on the bottom of this, so I can put the gimbal on the tripod, so I can load the stove. So hang on one second. I'm trying to do this with one hand while I'm still holding the gimbal. So taking this little piece and putting it on the bottom. Alright, so hang on one second. What you thinking there, Meadow? Put this right here. And what I want to do is I want to get the stove going. So, all right, let's see. Now, when you open your stove like this, when you're getting ready to load your stove again with wood, you always want to take the damper on the back here and open it up to where it's fully open, because you don't want that airflow to be restricted at all. If it is restricted, it's going to come back. Hey, get back. It's going to come back into your tent, and you don't want that as a backdraft. To get back, please get back. Meadow's been getting really close to the stove, and I want her to kind of be a little bit more space from the stove, because she's starting to singe some of the hair on her body because she gets so close to it, and I don't want that to happen. So when she gets close like that, I keep pushing her back to try to have her remember to keep that buffer. But what we're gonna do, we're just gonna load pine in right now. We don't need to put in any hardwoods. So I've got some pine right here, which is gonna go into the stove box. So I do want to bring these coals in here towards the front for that second burn that happens, and to make sure the back doesn't get too junked up with coals. So that is a lot of coals right there. We're gonna have to let that burn out today and get those ashes out of there, because that'll be bad for the night. So, but anyway, and then once you're done loading your stove up like that, you can go ahead and take your airflow on the back and put it back to where it used to be. Because what I do is, if you see here, on a cold day like today, let me flip this around and I'll show you. On a cold day like today, what I'll do is I'll have the airflow in the front 100% open, so that it's getting the maximum amount of air in there to feed the fire. But I'll dampen down the airflow on the back here. So there's a cylinder inside the stovepipe there that's basically angled the same position as that. And so it's going to really restrict the airflow. And that makes the heat back up in here. Because if it's open 100%, then the heat will just, come through. And it'll get hot, but it'll just go straight up and be out. So that's this way. What I found is when you've got it restricted in the back there, then the front or this whole stove box is going to get real hot. What are you doing, baby girl? Now, she's been really antsy lately. What I noticed yesterday, Camille, stop. What I noticed yesterday is that she was wanting to go outside, and I was like, fine, okay, I'll let you outside. And I was doing stuff in here, but I thought everything was fine because I looked out there and I thought it was cool. She was chasing a bobcat. And so this bobcat was running around like crazy up in these small little trees that are around camp. And I noticed that she was in here, and she was like kind of sensing something outside, but I thought that she just wanted to go outside. I didn't think there was a bobcat out there. But it was crazy, and I wish that I would have had my camera with me because she chased it up this telephone pole, and it was like halfway up the telephone pole, just looking down at it, hissing at it. And I was like, "You're coming inside, because if you get tangled up with that thing and one of those paws hits you, you are gonna get totally jacked up." But she was wanting to go after it like crazy. So I think it's good that we're moving camp here. I think the animals know that we're here, and that's why the bobcat was around. It was really close to camp. I mean, if we walked out the front door and just turned to the left, it was right there. So want to be careful with that. So I got to keep her on a short leash until we move camp to a new location, because I just don't want her chasing those bobcats. If she were to stop, like I said, get one on the ground and one of them took a swipe at her face, we'd be looking at a pretty expensive vet bill. So let's see. Someone was talking about the wood stove. Midwest air is colder because of 2 reasons. Tons of moisture. Yeah, James, there's tons of moisture in the air there. That's one thing too, is like camping out here, your fingers, because there's no moisture in there, your fingers split all the time. Like look at my thumb right there, it's split, and that happens on your fingers constantly out here. And especially during the wintertime, because during the wintertime there's even less moisture in the air and there's less humidity. So you'd think with all the snow and stuff like that, that it would be, you'd have humidity around, but that's not the case at all. The humidity is in the single digits in the wintertime. So you dry out real easy, which is why it's important to always push water and stuff like that when you're out here. So, see Lewis Wild Kingdom out there. Yeah, it's definitely with the big cats running around. Well, there's lots of mountain lions around here too, so I don't want her to run around and then get ambushed, come around a corner of some bush or something like that and have a mountain lion sitting there, because she wouldn't stand a chance. And so... Oh yeah, Johnny and Monday. So I just watched this guy. It's like, hey Meadow, no, it's called like Max Velocity Storms or something like that. There's a lot of good weather channels that are on YouTube right now, and he was saying that like your area, like Georgia and Tennessee and all those places are gonna get clobbered again. So it seems like it's been a pretty good winter for y'all as far as snow is concerned. So Melissa, nice and mild in Canada. Yeah, it's just a weird winter. It's just been strange out here. I mean, we've been getting the cold temps, that's for sure, but literally no moisture. And then we look in the forecast and there's no moisture either. I know, Pumpkin, we're gonna go outside here just a little bit. And then Mike, yeah, I've boiled water for humidity. I need to get a legit kettle for it, because what I do is I use this old MSR one, and I'll just put it over here to the side and put some water in it. But if you can see, tons of minerals caked on the side from boiling water in here over the years and all that stuff. So I'll probably look when I go to the hardware store today. I'll and look for that eco fan. I'll probably look and see if I can find a little kettle to put on the stove. And then what's nice about that is it just constantly kicks out a little bit of water, and then you just vent your tent windows just a tad bit, and that way that water goes outside and doesn't accumulate on your tent. So see, -1 Celsius on Vancouver Island. Oh man, yeah, that's where Vancouver Island, and is it Vancouver Island? I can't remember which island it is that Tideline Alpine, my friend Amanda, spends most of her time doing van life. But we're gonna meet up in the first part of March, which is cool. I really like her. She's fun to hang out with. Super laid back and super cool. So New York State had a mild snow event. Oh, D Underwood. I haven't really checked to see what's going on in the New England area. I should check that out and see what the weather's like there. But here, if we don't get more snow, I'm not gonna just sit out here when it's cold in the tent. I'll go back to Arizona. And then when the storms start hitting Flagstaff, they usually ramp up in March. Then I'll head over to Flagstaff and get some winter content in the tent. But if it's just gonna be cold and windy and no snow, then I'm out of here. I'll give it like another week or two, and after that we'll make the decision. So see Sandra, cold and very dry, very little snow for these parts up here. I know what you mean about the fingers cracking. Yeah, that's always a problem that I have, is with my fingers cracking. And then you got to take like Band-Aids and put them over and bandage them up. I use Neosporin when that happens, and it usually takes about a day or two to get them all healed up. Oh, so Florida's forecast to get snow tonight. That's crazy. -12C in Northern Virginia. Wow, that's pretty cold. So look at this little one right here. She's trying to do her Jedi mind trick. Take me outside, feed me bacon, let me run to the streams. So, oh yeah, Alex, I've been camping here since 2015. So there's a bunch of different spots in the area. Lots of winters. This is the worst winter for snow that I've had though since. So I usually start up in Chaffee County and then roll down here, and got a bunch of different places I bounce around too. I've been doing it for a while. The one thing I like is all the hot springs in the area. So I'm thinking about this afternoon after I go have lunch with Baron and Elsa, going and hitting the hot springs before coming back here. Because it's supposed to be pretty chilly today, and I think by afternoon time it's gonna get out of here. But like the wind chills are anywhere from -15 to -25 all day. So, but with full sun, this little one can sit in the truck of the cab of the truck while I'm at the hot spring, and be good to go. So, meantime in California, no winter as usual. Dave, whereabouts are you located? I was in Julian, California, which is in San Diego County, a couple winters ago with Meadow. Oh, what you doing there, sweetie? I know. We'll go outside here in just a sec, okay? Just give me 5 more minutes and we'll go outside. I know. Oh, are you talking for the live stream? I wish I had one of like I wish they'd make a box, you know, like this, of course, Meadow just she gets so wrapped up, so amped up. But Dave, I spent like a week in Julian, and it snowed when we were down there. And Julian's a neat town in San Diego County. That's a cool place. It's like it's a little over 5,000 feet in elevation, and it's look at her. Look at her. She's like, I want to go outside. It is time for me to go outside and enjoy this nature. We'll go out in a second. Hang on, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Sweetie. I know. Okay. I think she might really have to go to the bathroom. So we're gonna go ahead and here, is this what you're wanting? Oh, you just wanted to chew on more stuff. Oh, she's fine. All right, let's see here. Meadow is protesting. That's for true. That's the truth. So, see, you drove through Julian and Lakeside a couple months ago. Nice area. Took some notes. That's a neat place. I like it. And then what's cool about it is if you're in Julian and say it gets cold, but you can just bounce down to like Anza Borrego and go hang out there. And Anza Borrego is where they have that cool super bloom every spring, where all those flowers go off in the desert after, you know, like I think the winter season. It's like they get like rains in February, and then by March it's just amazing. So. Definitely don't get any pie. Why shouldn't you get any apple pie there? I see everybody. That's what they go there to get it. So anyway, I'm east of all the fire stuff. Oh, that's good. Yeah, hike to be human. Seems like she has a lot of husky. Definitely with the vocalness of her. I want to get a genetics test done because I definitely think Belgian Malinois. I mean, that's the first thing that comes up when I submit the picture of her online, you know, and but I don't know. Oh, Danya, see, so Julian's under red flag today. Oh, lots of wind. Yeah. So apple pie, yes please. The Julian, so it's like the best climate to grow apples. So there's every place has like apple pie. And so oh, Austin. Just kidding. Julian's awesome. I see what you're saying with Austin. So let's see, don't give up the good places. Yeah, no, I don't give away my camping sites. I've had so many people message me asking me where to winter camp and all that stuff. I'm like, I can't tell you. So, I mean, I understand that people want to know, but it took me so many years to find these spots. I can't just give them out because as soon as I give them out and they get on the radar, then they get kind of spoiled. So, all right, Meadow, what are you doing over there? So you want to go outside? You want to go outside, or do you want to just keep eating napkins? This is the current situation we got here. What are you thinking? You want to go outside or napkins? Outside? All right, we're going to go outside. All right, we're going to go ahead and head out. And I got to get her outside, and then I got to start packing the truck because I'm going to do laundry today. And I want to get ready for the move. The goal is to move tomorrow, and we'll see how today goes. And if we can't move tomorrow, then we'll move on Thursday. But want to get out of here, go to a couple different spots, and I just have to scout that spot over by Elsa and Barron's. So that way I could see if the solar hits it or if that ridge behind it blocks the sun. If the ridge behind it blocks the sun, then we've got another site back over here that we can go to. That's also along a creek that we could fly fish. But the place where I'm wanting to scout over by Baron Elsa's place, it's a really, really, really good winter fishing spot. And if the temperature is going to be warm, I'd rather be close to a winter fishing spot. That way I could you know, go fish and enjoy the outdoors and all that stuff. So, all right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. This one's real anxious, so we're gonna go ahead and go outside, and then I'll be filming the rest of the morning. I don't think I might have a video out for you today because, like I said, I'm making a town run, so we'll have a video for y'all tomorrow, and today will be a little bit of a day off. But also, I just wanted to say thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all the new subs. Things have been going great. I woke up this morning, there was another 200 new subscribers. So I think my goal of getting the channel back up and in front of everybody by posting a video almost every other day is working. That's my strategy. So it's going good so far. I'm just going to keep trucking with it. So, all right, let's see. And Happy told me about some. We're gonna fight some bomb cookies back there. Oh yeah, that's a good spot. So, all right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Like I said, no video this afternoon at 4 p.m., but we'll have another one for you tomorrow, and then we'll be moving to a new spot soon. So I look forward to showing you some new terrain. So we're gonna take this one outside, get her all going to the bathroom and all that stuff, and then we're gonna come back in here, warm up a little bit, and then start packing up the truck and head out to go see Elsa and Baron. So y'all have a great Tuesday, and like I said, once again, thank y'all for the support. This wouldn't be possible without y'all tuning in, so I just want to say thank you and recognize y'all for that. And you have a choice to who you can watch on YouTube, and you choose to tune in to me, and I really appreciate that, so I don't take it for granted. All right, thanks a lot. We'll see you in the next video, and y'all have a good day.